Good morning, I'm meteorologist Bo Dotson, and it is Christmas Day 2022. Merry Christmas, everybody. I know it's been a rough few days. Many of you are reporting broken pipes. Some of you have had blackouts and power outages. All sorts of impacts from this bitterly cold air and the snow. The good news is we've got sunshine for your Christmas day, high temperatures in the low to mid 20s with some sunshine combined. That should help road conditions where there's still some icy patches. And speaking of that, we do have icy roads this morning in areas where snow melted and refroze, so black ice, be careful. Tonight and tomorrow, a weak storm system moves in from the north-northwest, probably after midnight tonight, into Monday morning with some light snow. No snow accumulation to up to 2 inches of snow in the region, so a dusting to 2 inches in some areas. Highest probability of 1 to 2 inches will be across southern Illinois and northwest Kentucky, and then we'll just see about the rest of the area. This is a weakening system as it moves through, and there could be some travel impacts since the roads will be cold tomorrow morning. Just be aware of that. You may need some extra time to get to your location. Tomorrow night, a flurry possible, small chance, lows in the teens. And then Tuesday onward, check out the temperatures. By the end of the week, we'll be near 60 degrees with increasing rain chances, especially Thursday night into the weekend. Can't rule out some thunderstorms. Right now, the severe weather risk appears small. I'll keep an eye on that. But thunder is possible, especially Friday and Saturday. And there could even be some locally heavy rain. Rainfall totals 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches by Sunday. Some of the models show a bit more than that. We'll start there. We don't want to go too high right off the bat. So we'll ramp up and not down. In other words, we'll start off about 3/4 to 1.5 inches and see how the trends are in the model guidance. Speaking of model guidance, let's take a look at some charts this morning, this Christmas morning. We'll look at the 500 millibar vorticity chart, and that shows us where lift and disturbances move, short waves and long waves, and we can see this disturbance coming out of Canada over the next 12 to 24 hours. You see it diving down right there as it moves through with a weak low reflection at the surface. Nothing extreme here. This is a fairly weak clipper system. Sometimes these clippers come in a bit stronger, but this one seems to be behaving at this point, and we're not expecting much more than light snow from it. We'll switch over to the NAM model, and I'll show you that same system, and here it comes diving down towards our region. That would be tonight and early tomorrow morning, and that's going to produce our light snow. Let's take a look at Futurecast radar. Let's move over to a higher resolution model. We'll use the HRRR this morning, and we'll go back here to the 6Z run, and we'll switch over to the regional view for you. Now, I like to use a blend of models when forecasting, but I'm going to show you this just so you have a general idea at what radar might look like as we move through tonight. And we'll stop here at about 8 o'clock tonight, 9, 10, 11, 12, midnight. So somewhere around 11, 12 o'clock tonight, snow would move into Randolph County, Jefferson County, St. Genevieve County. And then it's a fairly small area, and it's fast moving. As it moves across the region, it's really an overnight event into early tomorrow morning. And we can see here, and I'll stop at about 7 a.m., and it's pretty much moved through most of the area. Still some snow in Kentucky, maybe the boot heel along the Kentucky-Tennessee border. But it is moving along fairly fast, and that will be in and out of here. Now again, roads are cold, so whatever snow does fall, even if it's just a dusting, that would stick on the early morning roads, and that could cause some slick spots. Let's just take a look at the snowfall totals on some of the data. Again, this is a light event, no accumulation at all for some of you, and a dusting to a couple of inches in other places. And we just see here as we move along, we'll stop here. The model, this particular model, shows a dusting to maybe an inch or so. Not seeing any 2 inches on this particular model. Let's just move over to the blend, the National Weather Service blend of models. I like to use this sometimes. Let's take a look here. So you can see this one shows 1 to 2 inches over southern Illinois, northwest Kentucky, maybe a dusting to a 1/2 inch over the boot heel into northwest Tennessee, and 1/2 inch to a dusting to 1 inch or so over Kentucky and Tennessee. Again, I don't like to use a model for a specific snowfall forecast, but you get the general idea here of what the models are showing. We'll look at an ensemble, and that's where they run the same model over and over again to come up with a number. And let's just look at the mean number from the GFS model, and it's going to show a light event. So we'll stop here, and the mean on this one is around an inch, a half an inch of snow. Heavier totals a little bit farther to the north. If you have travel plans late tonight into tomorrow, just keep in mind some light snow will develop in the region, and the roads are cold, so whatever falls will stick. This isn't a big deal, but if you have travel plans, it might cause you to have to slow down. I don't know if the Weather Service will issue a winter weather advisory or not. Usually that is reserved for 1 to 3 inches of snow, 2 to 3 inches of snow, with a little more impact expected. But being a rush hour event, it could be continuing into the rush hour. They may go ahead and issue a winter weather advisory. Either way, that doesn't change the forecast whether they do that or not. It's a fast-moving event with no snow maybe in some areas and a decent dusting to an inch or two in others. That's the forecast for Christmas night into Monday morning. And let's take a quick look at rainfall totals here on this GFS ensemble. Since that is in the long range, I like to use ensembles in the long range. And we see as we move into Friday and then Saturday and then Sunday, quite a bit of rain in the region area wide. And we move into early next week, and it does show the rain continuing. Now, the GFS shows rainfall totals by next week in excess of 2 or 3 inches. Will that happen? Well, keep an eye on it. That is in the extended long range. But the bottom line is we're going to have a widespread rain event developing over the coming week or two in the region, and that's going to bring some substantial rainfall totals. Show you that on the GFS model on its futurecast radar. Now keep in mind we're looking at the extended long range, so confidence in the exact details are lower. But as we move through Wednesday night and Thursday, maybe a couple of showers in our region, and then as we move into Friday, we see the rain becomes widespread with an area of low pressure developing over eastern Oklahoma, and that moves into central Texas. That's a decent low, 995, 993 millibars, so we'll keep an eye on the chance of thunderstorms as we move through Friday night, Saturday, and Saturday night. And then that system pulls away, and then a brief dry spell on Monday, but then more rain develops Monday night into Tuesday. Now again, this is the extended long range, so let's not take this verbatim, but we could have an extended period of on and off showers and even some thunderstorms over the coming 7 to 10 days. As far as temperatures, the pattern may reload to a colder back to a colder state as we move towards the middle and end of January. The next 10 to 15 days may deliver above average temperatures once we get past this current cold snap, and that will begin on Wednesday with moderating temperatures. And then we may be in for a mild spell the first part of January. Then we'll keep an eye and see if the pattern reloads and whether or not we can bring back in the bitterly cold air. We'll see. There are some signals for that. But you know my opinion on long-range forecasting. It's a bit of skill and a bit of luck. We can do some pattern recognition. We did that with this cold snap. We told you a couple months ago that mid to end January we might see a pattern flip and we might have an extreme event, and that did happen. So sometimes we do well with the long range, but not always. So I always caution you when we talk about long-range forecasting that it's not a perfect science. Okay, so the bottom line is no weather concerns today. Watch out for black ice this morning, and then we'll keep an eye on some light snow tonight, early tomorrow morning. Might impact your morning travel just a little bit, but if you give it some time, tomorrow the temperatures should moderate into low mid-30s, and that's going to help road conditions as well. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll update later on this evening. I do have family activities, of course, today with it being the holidays, but I will be around later this afternoon into tonight, and we will track that winter weather event, and I might even have a Facebook Live. Have a great day, everybody, and thank you. If you haven't subscribed to Weather Talk and you're not receiving the app messages and you are missing out, go to weathertalk.com, and then after you sign up at weathertalk.com, you enter your county, you select the products you want to receive, then go to the App Store and look up Weather Talk and download the app. And don't forget about JP's traffic app. He can help you stay abreast of all the latest road conditions. Just Google JP's traffic, and that will get you there.